Hey guys, I've actually worked out a way that you can remove this gear selector surround without needing to remove the center console or the driver's seat. So here we can see a quick montage of the old one coming out and the new one going in. And I've actually videoed almost every step of the way in showing you all how you can take the old one out and the new one in without needing to actually take the car apart. And that's awesome, because I know that there are other videos out there, guys, and they all help in a certain way, but this is my way of doing this job, and I hope it all helps. Okay, guys, so here we can see the new one on the right, and the one that's already on the car, quite weathered and peeling, and I'm sure that's probably what brings you to this video today, because it's such a god-awful sight, isn't it? It really takes away from that quality and feel of the interior. So by taking your old one out, if you're like me and managed to find a good one at a wrecker yard, you can just swap another good second-hand one in. You still can buy some off eBay or even from the dealer, I believe. But in this case, I'm just going to show you all how I went by step in actually accessing the old one, taking it out, and then sliding the new one in. All right, so let's get to it. Even if you've got the standard cup holders here, they all lift out in the same way, so you can grip them. There's two clips and they both lift up and out. And with that done, beautiful, massive amount of coins in there. We can leave that aside, and then we can get to the surround part here, which just lifts up. There's a clip on each corner. You'll be able to lift this upward and out. And with that done, we can get started on some of the bolts and screws all the way around. There's one screw that I missed here, guys, right behind the actual shifter knob, but we'll get to that later on in the video. But go ahead and remove all of these at this stage. And with that done, there's a screw on either side of the trim of the actual console here. So with those two screws out, these side trim pieces just lift out. One on the left here, I find if you put the handbrake up, the one on the right comes out a lot easier. You put the handbrake back. So there's screws holding the actual, this little bin area here in the middle. So with the two screws removed there, this kind of ashtray area just comes out. I find if you just put the shifter back all the way, it'll make it easier for you. You just need to go through and undo the wiring for the cigarette lighter. And with that done, you can set that ashtray aside. There's one screw holding the actual gear knob. So when you undo that, the actual gear knob itself just slides straight out. With that done, there are these really long screws, one on the right here, and there'll be one on the left that holds, the main center console to the actual middle console of the actual ICC radio unit. So with those two screws out the way, I want to show you all that on the sides. This is the one that a lot of people actually say, remove a seat so you can access these bolts. But I actually managed to access both of these bolts with both seats still in place, obviously. And I find if you just adjust the seats slightly forward and back, you can get some good access to remove those two. They're 8mm bolts, and I just found on this standard ratchet, just from a super cheap auto store, I was able to get to both ends with no dramas. It took a little bit of patience, a little bit of fiddly nature, but I managed to remove both bolts with both the seats still in place. Awesome. So with that done, we can just get started on a few more sections here, so you can remove this carpeting area. Now, inside the bottom left here and the top right, there are these little plastic clips. Now, these clips are slidable clips. They release when you actually push them laterally and sideways to the passenger seat. If you're seating from this position, I got a flathead screwdriver. I was able to move and manipulate that little plastic lug towards the passenger side. You want to hold that leverage that way, and then you can start to lift the back of the actual console upward, which then unclips it from that position. There we go. So that's the bottom left one done, and we're going to do the same for the one on the bottom right. You can kind of get a bit of a better view of that little clip. and you want to again lever that towards the passenger side so that you can lift up from the back of the center console to actually unlock it from that plastic tab. Awesome. With that done, you know, it'll take you a little bit of time. I managed to actually get this off camera. However, you will start to see as both that kind of left and the right clips undo and like disengage, that center console will get quite loose. Awesome. Let's just move to the handbrake surround here. It just kind of slides up and off. It may be quite tight if yours hasn't been removed. Next, I removed 2 screws on the side trim of the actual, there was one here and one here. Removing these 2 screws allowed the kind of side sections of the center console to be able to be maneuvered around. And with that done, I was using a trim removal tool to actually kind of lift the bottom section of the center console up. So I'll just show that in a sec here with that screw out, using a little trim removal tool here. I just want hooked upward, and in a moment I just sat in the car to make it a little easier. You know, just hooked underneath and lifted it upward. Now we can see that center console bottom section is quite loose. That's perfect. We want to do the same on the other side, remove the 2 screws here and here, and then that allows us to slide the trim piece slightly laterally, starting to make it loose. Get our trim removal tool, and that's it, hook underneath. Now we've got the left and the right sections of the center console loose, and we can see we're starting to get there now. Awesome. So what I managed to do next was a couple of the little screws continuing along the center console, one on the left here and one on the right. With these ones out the way, we're starting to really get quite loose. Going further back again, continuing on with some of those small little screws. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in total, which then allowed the back half of this sides of the center console trim to be quite loose. So with all these screws out the way, I found that the back section here just slides out. Now, I reckon mine might have been either broken or removed in the past. If yours hasn't been removed, you may just need to tug it backward. There are 2 clips. You just need to push it to the back of the car. And here now we've got some good access to the back half of the center console. There are a couple more screws, and then the side trim pieces completely are loosey-goosey, and that'll give us the access to the middle section to be nice and flexible. I just was experimenting a little bit, but you won't need to completely separate the sides of the center console. I actually had issues. I was planning to actually remove the whole center console, but I couldn't actually get there, and that's how I managed to work out this trick. So just showing you a little closer, there was one last screw that I hadn't seen while I was videoing from the earliest angles. So removing that last screw, we'll see that the middle plate here becomes so loose, it actually ended up coming out with the center console. So with a little bit of maneuvering, a little bit of patience, just watch how I started to get the back end to pop up, and moving the center, the actual shifter itself to the middle, and that's the back end, and that's the front end. Beautiful. How easy was that, guys? So really all that's holding it in now is just one light bulb holder. So that's the one that gives us the illumination for the gear selection, which lefty loosey, you'll be able to undo that one. And then with that undone and twisted out the way, with the bulb ejected out of the actual home there, that's it. That little center gear surround comes out for the last time. That's it. So let's get rid of that. Or I ended up actually keeping this for a bit of a spare project. Later on, I might end up painting it and keeping it as a spare. So take this opportunity, guys. You want to make sure you're going and putting a brand new bulb in, because you don't want to have to be doing this whole process again from scratch if your bulb blows going into the future. So I found mine was seated in there really, really firm. So what I ended up doing was, because I couldn't get it out, I went and got a kitchen household little grippy pad. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're kind of a rubber material. And I found with that kitchen rubber pad, I was able to just pop this out of place. Now, for anyone wondering, this is a size T5 globe. If you're looking to go buy a new one, you can get LED ones or halogen ones. I actually happen to have a brand new set of halogen ones, so that's what went in. Again, guys, you want to make sure you're not getting your hand, your kind of finger greases on the bulb, otherwise it can prematurely blow. So wear some gloves or use a tissue. I was being lazy and just used my shirt to wipe off any finger grease, and I'm crossing my fingers, but don't be like me. All right, so that's the bulb holder location there, and that little slider is what we need to work on as well. The slider itself goes onto, there's a little section down here, so we'll get to that in a moment, but let's start off with the bulb holder. And you'll be able to get this in with a little bit of patience. It took me 1 or 2 minutes just to get it in there nicely because I had the camera in the way. But you'll be able to slot it into that little female hole and give it a bit of a righty-tighty. And with that done, we're able to then focus on the next stage before we go to put this plate in. We want to make sure that the actual light itself is working. The new globe you've put in, I just covered it up, turned the headlights on, and just tested it was working. Now, we need to get this little white slider onto this little black knob here. I'll get a light out in a moment. But you want to make sure that that's lined up so that the illumination follows along with the actual gear selector. So let's go through and show you guys. That's as close as I could get it initially. And I found it was starting to move. So this is where you have to be careful, guys. You have to make sure that selector is seated right on top of that black knob. So let's go get our flashlight and I'll show you guys a little bit closer. Now I started to seat this downward, and I did one last check and I found it had moved. So let's go have a bit of a closer look from the side. And that's that slider. And as I was starting to actually get the plate to seat down in its home position, here's a bit of a light here. So that's the knob that you want to make sure that the white feet are sitting right on top of. So as you're starting to sit the actual center shifter surround down, you want to make sure that that's seated right on top of that black knob. All right, so just being very careful and making sure that it's lined up there. I just moved the center console slightly backward, and then the plate itself was able to clear on the bottom left. I just moved the shifter back to the middle just to give me a little bit more room, and then again center console moving it to the back, and that center plate just fell straight down. Awesome. Just double checking that that white shifter is right on top of the black knob. Awesome. And then we can make, seat this center plate all the way down into its home position. Beautiful. I just moved the shifter a little bit. That let me lock that in place. Awesome. You'll know that it's in the right place when the top left and the bottom right, they kind of sit down. So again, I was double checking that the light globe works, covering it up, and beautiful. We're all in the clear. So now we can start to put it all back together. That's basically the job done. We want to make sure all these side trim pieces are screwed down, and everything's back as it was. So really the installation process is the exact same process of removal, just in reverse. So you want to start to redo all of these screws. I was going to cut this section out of the video, guys, but for anyone interested, I've just sped up all of the screwing action, so that way, in case anyone is a little uncertain, you guys can follow this for when you're installing everything back. So I started off with the screws for that back of the center console area. Then I went to the middle section, so the screws that go into these middle sections here. And just be very careful. You are screwing into plastic, guys. You don't want to overdo it, otherwise you'll end up stripping the plastic threads. So just you just need to be kind of finger tight, really, just a little above that, and that'll mean all the side trim pieces are nicely in place. Awesome. So I'm still going with the last of the very small screws, and with that done, we can start to go through and put the the bolts for the actual center plate here. Now this screw that I'm putting into that location there, guys, my apologies, it's actually meant to be on the one just to the right of that, but it still worked. Still managed to keep going. So these are all the rest of the remaining bolts, and the one on the bottom left here, and then one on the bottom right. So that's the one that needs to be in place of the screw on its left, but both held, so that's no issues. One for the top right and the top left. And one last screw there. Awesome, so that's the gear selector knob, just slides in and that screw locates in its place. Just to hold that tight, just test that it's all working. Beautiful. Next up we've got the handbrake cover that just slides straight on. Then we've got the ashtray, so you want to start off by plugging your cigarette lighter. I've got a bit of illumination lighting underneath, so I was just fiddling with that, making sure it was nicely seated. And I've got a video to that. I'll link up in the top right. Then we've got the screws holding the ashtray down, one on the right, one on the left. Then we've got those beefy boys, the long screws, that hold the center console to the actual middle console, where the radio is mounted. So one on the right and one on the left. Then you've got the side trim pieces there, so they just slide and hook on. There's a screw on each side, so that's the one for the right. Then we've got the one for the left. With that done, we're basically just about done. We've got the little coin cup tray. I started with that surround first, then the cup tray, and it all just pushed straight down. Awesome. With that done, I just went to the carpeting in the middle here. Remember those two plastic clips, guys? If you push this ashtray all the way down, not ashtray, but the center console all the way down, it'll clip and locate into those two clips, unless they're already broken from the previous owner. That back section, again, just clipping, sliding straight on, and two little screws holding that in place. Again, I found those two little clips were quite loose fitting, and the screw just really held it in place. With that done, we just moved to the back for the vents. I'd found initially mine were so loose again, they just fell out. These are clipped and kind of hooked from the top and the bottom, and you know, you'll be able to kind of seat this into place, and that essentially, guys, is the job done. Awesome. Just check that all your vents are working. Beautiful. They're the last two bolts that goes on the sides of the center console, but I just left them out for this time being because I was rushing to get going for the day. But even without those two bolts, things have been fine. So guys, look at that. That's the before and that's the after. It's such a awesome result. It really, you know, cleans up the interior look. It just makes it so much nicer to look at. And guys, I hope this video helps. You know, again, there's many different ways to do this. I actually couldn't work out how to remove this center console. That was my plan initially, remove the center console, but here's one way that you can do this job without removing any seats or the center console itself. So as always, we flick something for luck, and that's it. Cheers, guys. Any comments, any suggestions for future videos, let me know. Cheers, guys. Catch you later.